Do you feel it? The air around you shifting. The stirring in your chest that tells you something is about to change. You are here, listening, not by accident. This message was appointed for you. Because there is a door you have not yet opened. A door that does not creak with hesitation, but bursts with rivers of gold the moment you touch the handle. Money does not trickle, it rushes. It waits like water held back by a dam, pressing, aching, pounding to break through into your life. And yet one word, one belief, one hidden lock has held it back. Today that lock shatters. Today, you walk through the one door that opens the flow of money, in 24 hours. Listen. The world has whispered lies to you. That wealth is far, distant, reserved for others but not for you. That you must chase it, sweat for it, beg for it, hope for it. But money is not a stranger. It is not an enemy. It is not outside of you at all. Money is energy. Money is spirit in motion. Money is a mirror that reflects what you dare to declare about yourself. It responds, not to your desperation, not to your fear, but to your authority. And here is the secret most never hear: you do not earn abundance. You allow it. You do not beg the universe to provide. You command an alignment, and heaven bends to obey. When you believe lack is your portion, every door stays locked. When you see yourself as unworthy, even rivers of gold pass you by. But when you rise, when you claim the truth of your divine inheritance, the hinges swing wide, and what was once delayed arrives swiftly, pressed down, shaken together, overflowing into your hands. So hear me now. You are not a beggar at the gate of life. You are not small, forgotten, or left behind. You are chosen. You are an heir of abundance. You carry the royal decree within your voice. Every word you speak is a key. Every belief you hold is a door. And there is one sentence, one sacred declaration, that turns the lock, that opens the way, that releases money to flow toward you without delay. But before you speak it, you must awaken to who you truly are. Because the universe does not respond to words spoken from fear. It responds to the vibration of certainty. It responds to the fire of identity. It responds to the one who knows. I am already wealthy in spirit, and therefore wealth must meet me in form. Yes, money seeks you. It searches for the one who dares to call it friend, who honors it as energy, who refuses to bow to scarcity another day. Can you feel it? Even now, as I speak, doors are trembling. Locks are loosening. Invisible gates are swinging open because your spirit is stirring awake. This is not imagination. This is law. The law of vibration. The law of supply. The law of divine right order. For every door of lack that has closed behind you, another door of abundance is opening before you. And this one, the door I am speaking of, is unlike any other, because it does not take months, years, or lifetimes. It takes 24 hours, one day, one rotation of the earth. When you align your word with truth, when you release the lie that wealth is beyond you, when you dare to declare the sacred sentence I will reveal, you become magnetic. Money bends its path to reach you. Unexpected income finds you. Opportunities chase you. Debts dissolve. Doors swing wide. You are standing before that door now. Do you feel the weight of the handle in your hand? It is warm. It is alive. It is waiting for you to turn it. And in the next breath, I will place upon your lips the declaration, the one sentence that opens the flow of money in 24 hours. The hidden lock that blocks the flow of money is not outside. It's within your beliefs. For so long you have been told to look outward for the cause of your lack, searching for some external force, some mysterious hand holding back what you desire. You have been taught to blame the economy, your family, your past, your education, or the people who did not open doors for you. Yet the real barrier has never been made of stone or steel. It has always been made of thought. The lock is invisible, yet it binds stronger than iron, and it sits quietly within the chambers of your own mind. When you tell yourself that money is scarce, you carve the shape of scarcity into the blueprint of your reality. Every thought of lack becomes a silent command to the universe. Do not deliver. Do not release. Hold it back. And the universe, which mirrors belief with absolute precision, obeys without hesitation. You believe you must fight for every coin, so you live in struggle. You believe that wealth is for the chosen few, so you live as though the door is forever shut. But understand this: the door was never locked from the outside. The handle has always been on your side. Your beliefs are architects of your experience. Each thought forms the walls, the ceiling, the floor of the house you live in. If you build with bricks of fear, you will reside in fear. If you build with blocks of doubt, you will inhabit a life of limitation. But the moment you choose to construct with certainty, with conviction, with divine trust, the structure of your reality shifts before your eyes. Money does not flow to those who beg, it flows to those who believe they are worthy vessels of abundance. Worthiness is not earned, it is recognized. And yet, how many times have you told yourself you are unworthy of ease, unworthy of overflow, unworthy of more? That whisper becomes the lock, sealing shut the gates of prosperity. The mind is a master locksmith. It forges keys or fastens chains. The same power that has bound you is the same power that can free you. Every time you think, I cannot afford this, you tighten the lock. Every time you say, I never have enough, you reinforce the door with another bolt. But when you dare to say, I am supplied, I am abundant, money finds me easily, you slip the key into the lock and turn it without force. The mechanism moves because your words command it, and your faith gives it power. The greatest illusion is believing that external circumstances are the cause of your financial state. They are not the cause, they are the effect. Your beliefs are the cause. Your inner world is the projector, your outer world is the screen. If the picture displeases you, you do not smash the screen. You change the film running within. And so, if your life has been a film of lack, scarcity, and fear, it is because those reels of belief have been turning inside your mind, casting shadows onto the stage of your reality. But you hold the power to change the reel, to rewrite the script, to project a story of wealth that becomes flesh before your eyes. The lock is not permanent. It is not welded shut. It only exists because you continue to affirm it into being. In truth, there was never a lock at all, only the illusion of one, held together by the threads of repeated belief. The moment you withdraw your agreement with lack, the lock dissolves like smoke. The moment you withdraw your faith from fear, the barriers vanish and the way clears. For the universe does not resist you, it simply mirrors you. If you believe doors are closed, you will see them closed. If you believe doors are open, you will walk through them. Think of the countless opportunities that passed by, not because they were never yours, but because the lock of disbelief convinced you that they did not belong to you. Think of the ideas you never pursued, the investments you never made, the gifts you never used, all because the hidden lock whispered, "This is not for you." That whisper became law in your mind, and so it became law in your life. But you are awakening now to a higher law, a divine law that overrides the illusions of lack. It is the law that says, what you believe and boldly declare with certainty must shape itself into your reality. The power is not outside you, waiting for permission from someone else to grant you prosperity. The power is within you, waiting for you to align belief with truth. Truth is abundance. Truth is supply. Truth is that you are not separate from the source of wealth. You are a channel for it. To block the flow is unnatural. To open the flow is your birthright. And so, when you shift your belief, when you choose to affirm plenty rather than lack, when you dare to see yourself as worthy of receiving, you will notice how quickly the outer world rearranges to match the inner world. You have claimed money is energy and responds to authority, not desperation. This is why so many chase it endlessly and yet never seem to grasp it. They run with open hands, panting with need, but money slips like water through their fingers. It is not because money hates them, nor because life has decreed them poor, but because desperation carries the vibration of lack. Desperation declares loudly, I do not have. And so, the universe answers, then you shall continue not to have. Energy cannot be fooled. It reads the truth beneath your words. You may say, I want wealth. But if your heart beats with fear, if your mind chants with doubt, then what you are really radiating is emptiness. Money does not come where emptiness rules. It comes where authority reigns. Authority is not arrogance. Authority is alignment. Authority is the quiet, unshakable knowing that you and supply are one. When you speak from authority, you do not plead, you proclaim. You do not beg the universe to remember you, you declare that you are already remembered. You do not hope money will arrive, you command it to flow, knowing that your command is law when it is rooted in truth. Just as a king does not crawl for what is his, you are not called to crawl for yours. The energy of money bends itself to the one who speaks with sovereign certainty, not with trembling uncertainty. Consider how a magnet draws iron. The magnet does not strain, does not shout, does not panic. It simply is what it is. Its very nature exerts pull. Authority is like that. When you embody wealth within, when you walk, speak, and think as though prosperity is your natural state, money cannot resist you. It must gather, it must collect, it must rush to fill the space you have prepared. Desperation repels, but authority attracts. One chases, the other receives. One doubts, the other knows. Most have been taught to grovel before money, to view it as a distant master that must be appeased. But money is not master, it is servant. It listens to the vibration you carry. It obeys the tone of your belief. If your tone is shaky, it waits. If your tone is commanding, it moves. This is why two people can do the same work, walk the same path, and yet one draws wealth with ease, while the other struggles. The difference is not in effort, but in energy. The difference is not in action, but in authority. Authority does not require years of effort to build. It requires one decision. The moment you decide, I no longer speak as a beggar, I speak as one who commands. The energy around you shifts. The vibration of your words changes. Even your presence feels different. You become a conductor of supply rather than a seeker of it. Opportunities you never noticed begin to shimmer before your eyes, because authority opens the perception of abundance while desperation blinds you to it. Think of the last time you acted from desperation. Perhaps you accepted less than you deserved, saying yes when you wanted to say no, because fear told you there would not be another chance. That was the lock of desperation tightening around you. Now think of the moments you stood in authority. When you said no to what did not honor you, when you refused to shrink, when you trusted that something better would come. Did you not notice how, after that stand, doors opened unexpectedly, as though life itself respected the firmness of your stance? That is because money, like all energy, follows the law of authority. Authority is not loud, but it is undeniable. It is the current beneath your words, the fire in your tone, the vibration in your chest when you declare, I am provided for. When you say this with desperation, it feels hollow, like a plea ascent into empty skies. But when you say it with authority, the words vibrate through the fabric of reality. It is not a request, it is a decree. And the universe bends to decrees spoken in faith. Money feels the difference. When you clutch at it, it runs. When you call it with steady command, it comes. Desperation says, I need. Authority says, I have. And energy always aligns with the latter. You are not meant to live in neediness. You are meant to live in knowing. You are not designed to plead for scraps. You are designed to open the channels and let rivers of wealth move through you. The only question is, will you continue to chase what flees, or will you stand in authority and watch what is yours find its way home? Every word you speak is a key. Every belief you hold is a door. The power of creation is hidden in the simplest places, in syllables, in thoughts, in whispers you repeat to yourself when no one else is listening. Words are not empty, they are seeds. Each one you plant grows into something tangible, something that shows up in your life as an experience, an opportunity, or a limitation. Beliefs are the frames that hold these seeds, shaping where they grow, how far they stretch, and what fruit they bear. If you speak with doubt, you forge a key that leads only to locked rooms. If you believe in lack, the door you open leads to more lack. But when you choose words of abundance and beliefs of worthiness, every door you touch reveals treasure waiting to be claimed. The universe is exact. It listens not to the outer mask of what you say once, but to the deeper rhythm of the words you repeat consistently. When you complain of not having enough, that complaint becomes a key turned in the lock of limitation. The door that opens reveals bills piling, opportunities vanishing, and the constant sense that you are chasing but never catching. Yet when you speak, "I always have more than enough," and you believe it even in the face of appearances, you fashion a master key. That key opens doors you never even knew existed, doors of sudden increase, doors of generosity flowing to you from unexpected places, doors of divine provision that make no logical sense yet arrive right on time. Every belief is a blueprint, shaping the house of your experience. If you believe money is hard, every door you open will confirm that hardship. If you believe money is evil, every door you touch will lead to guilt or sabotage when it arrives. But if you believe money is a divine servant, a stream of energy moving to expand good, then the doors you open will lead to freedom, impact, and joy. Beliefs are not passive. They are living architects, sketching the map of the halls you walk through. With every thought, you build the palace of wealth or the prison of lack. The doors are endless, but which ones you open depend on the words and beliefs you carry in your hand. Think of a person who constantly repeats, "I am broke." That phrase becomes their daily key. They turn it again and again, opening the same door to the same barren room. No matter how much money flows into their hands, that key brings them back to emptiness. Contrast this with the person who whispers, "Money flows to me freely and abundantly." They too carry a key, but theirs opens into rooms filled with provision, where doors connect to more doors, and every hall reveals a new form of supply. Both are living the fruit of their words. Both are walking through doors designed by belief. The difference lies in the keys they carry in their speech. The power of your words is not in the volume, but in the vibration. You may say, "I am rich," with doubt in your chest, and the key you form is weak, fragile, unable to turn the lock. But if you whisper it with conviction, even softly, the key gleams with authority, and the lock responds instantly. The universe does not respond to noise, it responds to certainty. Certainty is forged by belief. Belief is the fire that strengthens the key, and words are the shape it takes in your hand. Beliefs are not static, they shift with focus and repetition. What you repeat long enough becomes truth to your subconscious, and once it accepts it as truth, the doors in your reality rearrange themselves. This is why affirmations, when spoken with persistence and faith, eventually move mountains. At first, the words may feel empty, like trying to open a door with the wrong key. But the more you speak, the more the shape of the key aligns with the lock. Then suddenly, one day, the door gives way, and the wealth you have been calling steps through. The spiritual law is precise: you cannot open a door of abundance while holding the key of lack. You cannot enter a room of wealth while carrying beliefs of unworthiness. The outer world does not betray your words, it fulfills them. The key you carry is always matched with the door it belongs to. Change the key, and the door must change. Change the words, and the rooms you enter will transform. You are never stuck in the hallway. You simply have been using the wrong key. Imagine holding in your hand a heavy ring of keys. Each one represents a phrase, a belief, a thought you have chosen to repeat. Some open dark, confined spaces, while others open into wide gardens flowing with rivers of gold. The choice of which key you reach for each morning belongs to you. Do you take the key marked with fear, or the one engraved with trust? Do you reach for the key etched with unworthiness, or the one inscribed with divine inheritance? Every moment you speak, you are selecting a key, and with every belief you hold, you are choosing the door it unlocks. You do not earn abundance. You allow and command it. The world has taught you to see wealth as wages, as something measured in hours and sweat, as a prize granted only after proving yourself worthy through endless effort. But this is a distortion, a veil pulled across the truth. Abundance is not a wage, it is a current. It flows not because you toil, but because you align. Just as the river does not trickle because someone labors to push it forward, wealth does not flow because you strain for it. The river flows because it is its nature. Abundance moves because it is its law. To believe you must earn it is to believe you are separate from it, when in truth you are the very channel through which it seeks expression. Earning keeps you in bondage to condition. It ties your sense of supply to what you do, rather than who you are. It tells you that if you stop working, the flow will stop too. But alignment breaks this illusion. When you realize you are the offspring of infinite supply, you see that abundance is not wages for labor. It is inheritance by birthright. A child does not earn their right to breathe, they breathe because life itself grants it. In the same way, you do not earn your right to prosper, you prosper because life itself has decreed it. To earn is to crawl, to allow is to rise. Allowing is not passive, it is not sitting idle, waiting for coins to fall from the sky. Allowing is active alignment. It is the releasing of resistance. It is the clearing of fear, the dissolving of doubt, the removal of the inner dam that holds back the river. When you stop blocking the flow with thoughts of unworthiness, when you stop erecting barriers of fear with every anxious declaration, the river does what rivers do. It rushes, it overflows, it pours into every crevice of your life. You cannot stop it once you stop resisting it. The only thing that has delayed it is the belief that you must earn what was already given. Commanding is the other side of allowing. To command is to speak with authority, to decree what is true, to align your word with the eternal law of abundance. Command does not mean arrogance, it means certainty. It means standing in your spiritual authority as one with the source and declaring, "This is mine by right of being." When you command wealth to flow, you are not demanding from outside forces. You are awakening what is already within. You are calling the river into recognition, saying, "I know you are here. I know you belong to me. Flow now." The difference between one who struggles for decades and one who rises in overflow is not effort, it is posture. The struggler begs, the abundant one commands. The struggler waits to be chosen. The abundant one knows they are chosen already. The struggler ties worth to performance. The abundant one anchors worth in identity. And so the outcomes differ, though the same universe serves them both. Think of the sun. It shines without asking who deserves its rays. Some sit in the open and receive, others hide in shadows and complain of the cold. The sun does not choose, it simply shines. Abundance is like this, it is ever present, ever flowing, ever available. The question is not, will abundance come to me? The question is, will I allow it? Will you step into the light and let it touch you, or will you stay hidden in the shadow of unworthiness? When you command, you shift the vibration of your being. You move from, "I hope," to, "I know." You move from, "I need," to, "I have." And the universe responds to the authority of, "I have." It arranges people, circumstances, opportunities, and resources to echo back the truth you declared. This is why some attract money in miraculous ways, while others labor without fruit. The difference is not talent or luck. It is the consciousness of command. Allowing and commanding work as one. Allow without resistance. Command with authority. Allow the river to flow. Command its direction. Allow the abundance to arrive. Command its purpose. This is not manipulation of the universe. It is cooperation with it. The law was written long before you spoke. It is already in place. You are not forcing the law to bend. You are aligning yourself to its unbreakable pattern. There is a reason desperation yields little and certainty yields much. Desperation says, "I must prove myself first." Certainty says, "I am already approved." Desperation says, "If I work hard enough, maybe it will come." Certainty says, "It is mine already, and it cannot be withheld." When you step into certainty, you step into command. When you step into command, the flow obeys. You cease to chase money, and money begins to chase you. You cease to beg for scraps, and you begin to feast at the table set for you since the beginning. You cease to live as if life is a cruel master, and you rise as one who walks in authority over the energy of supply. Identity shifts before money shifts. Wealth flows to the one who knows they are already wealthy in spirit. The world teaches you to wait for evidence before you believe, to see the numbers before you feel rich, to hold the bills before you claim abundance. But this is the backward way, the way of delay, the path that keeps doors shut. True wealth is never first seen in the outer, it is first seen within. You do not become rich because money appears because you have become rich in consciousness. Identity always comes before manifestation. Who you know yourself to be creates the mold into which all outer experiences must pour. If you see yourself as one who is always struggling, life will continue to shape itself around that identity. Even when opportunities appear, they will slip away, for the self-image of the struggler cannot sustain them. But if you dare to see yourself as abundant, even before evidence surrounds you, that inner identity will call forth the outer to match. It is not pretending, it is aligning. It is standing in the truth of your spiritual inheritance, rather than the illusion of lack. The greatest shift you will ever make is not in your bank account, not in your career, not in the marketplace. It is in the way you define yourself. You must decide, I am wealthy because wealth is my essence. I am rich in spirit, therefore I must be rich in form. This is not arrogance, it is divine remembrance. You were not born to be poor. You were born from an infinite source, and infinite source does not give birth to scarcity. The only reason poverty has repeated itself in your life is because you agreed with it, clothed yourself in it, carried it as your identity. But the moment you cast off that garment and clothe yourself in abundance, the outer begins to rearrange. Identity is the foundation upon which the house of experience is built. If the foundation is lack, the house will always shake, no matter how much you decorate it with effort. If the foundation is wealth, the house will stand firm, and more rooms will be added without strain. You cannot sustain riches with a poor identity. This is why lottery winners so often return to lack. They never shifted who they were within. Money without identity is fleeting. But when identity transforms, money must follow, because reality cannot resist the vibration of the self you have chosen to be. Think of the difference between saying, I hope to be rich, and I am wealth in form. The first places richness outside of you, far away, a dream in the distance. The second anchors it inside of you, here now, undeniable. When you declare, I am, you step into the role of creator. The universe does not argue, it simply mirrors. So if you say, I am always lacking, it agrees. If you say, I am wealthy, it agrees just the same. The law does not discriminate between positive and negative, it only reflects. Identity is not formed by chance. It is sculpted by repetition, by what you tell yourself every day, by the images you hold in your mind, by the feelings you allow to root in your chest. If every morning you look in the mirror and speak the language of lack, that becomes your costume for the day, and all of life responds to that costume. But if you look in the mirror and see wealth, radiance, inheritance, authority, then life must address you according to the robe you wear. Just as royalty wears crowns before nations bow, you must wear the crown of wealth in spirit before the world bends to it in form. This is why identity work is the most sacred work of all. It is the hidden cause behind every outcome. Without shifting identity, efforts become exhausting cycles. You can change jobs, chase opportunities, and hustle endlessly, but if within yourself you still see lack, lack will find you no matter where you go. But if you change your identity, if you begin to walk as one who knows they are chosen, provided for, endlessly supplied, then even if you lose everything outwardly, wealth will reappear, for it is flowing from who you are. You must come to the point where your wealth is not measured by numbers but by knowing. Where you are rich in peace, rich in confidence, rich in vision, rich in faith. This richness cannot be stolen, and from it springs the form of money, the opportunities, the doors. To carry wealth in your spirit is to carry the seed of endless harvest. And the harvest must grow, because life cannot deny what has already taken root within. Identity is the soil. Money is the fruit. When you change the soil, the fruit must change. When you shift from saying, I am lacking, I am small, I am forgotten, to declaring, I am abundant, I am expansive, I am the heir of wealth, then the soil is transformed. And the tree that grows from that soil cannot help but bear fruit of riches, prosperity, and overflow, because it can only reflect what it springs from. One sacred declaration, spoken in certainty, opens the flow of money within 24 hours. Words on their own can be fragile, easily scattered like leaves in the wind. But when they are infused with conviction, they become living forces that shift the currents of reality. A declaration is more than a sentence. It is a decree, a command backed by the authority of spirit, a seed charged with fire that must manifest in form. The universe does not resist a true declaration spoken in faith, because it recognizes its own law being voiced through you. When you speak with certainty, you are not asking life to change. You are aligning with the change that has already been written in divine law. There is a rhythm to how energy responds. Fearful words echo but fade, wishful words scatter, but declarations spoken from the core strike like lightning, reshaping the atmosphere immediately. This is why so many affirmations fall flat. They are said with doubt still dripping from the tongue, with the heart unconvinced of their truth. But when you declare, truly declare, when your spirit rises and your voice carries the vibration of authority, reality bends. Doors that seemed closed move at once. Paths you thought blocked dissolve. The very flow of money, which once trickled in delays and scarcity, begins rushing like an unblocked river. The sacred declaration is not about clever words or poetic phrasing. It is not about stringing sentences that sound powerful to the ear. Its power is born from alignment. Alignment of belief, alignment of identity, alignment of spirit with truth. When all of you agrees, your mind, your heart, your inner knowing, then the words you speak are not mere sounds. They are spiritual law clothed in syllables. That is when 24 hours is not a limit but an invitation. Because the moment you speak it, things begin moving in unseen realms, and soon after, you witness them in your visible world. Why 24 hours? Because time bends to authority. Most people expect money to take years, to crawl toward them slowly, because they believe in delay more than they believe in supply. But a declaration does not wait for conditions. It transcends them. It says, "This belongs to me now." And because it is spoken from the level of truth, not fear, the outer world rearranges to deliver it swiftly. The delivery can come as unexpected income, sudden opportunities, gifts, canceled debts, or the opening of doors you did not even know existed. The form does not matter. The speed is the proof of alignment. When you speak a sacred declaration, you are calling forth not just money, but recognition of who you are. You are reminding yourself and the universe of your true position. Not as a beggar, not as a victim of chance, but as one who holds the authority of divine inheritance. This remembrance carries weight. It shifts your vibration in an instant. Suddenly you stand taller, breathe deeper, walk lighter, because you are no longer hoping, you are knowing. That shift is magnetic, and money, as energy, rushes toward the magnetic field of certainty. Imagine two voices speaking. One says, "I wish abundance would come." The words fall weak, scattered, dripping with doubt. The other says, "Abundance is mine now, I command it to flow." The words land heavy, grounded, undeniable. And the energy of supply hears the second voice. It moves not because of the words themselves, but because of the vibration carried within them. Certainty is the difference. Certainty is the fuel. To craft a sacred declaration, you do not need eloquence. You need alignment. It must be short enough to carry clarity, strong enough to carry authority, and true enough to resonate with your deepest knowing. The moment you speak it, you should feel the lock turning, the door swinging open. You should feel the vibration in your chest shift, as though you have just knocked on a wall that suddenly gave way to reveal a hidden passage. That is how you know the words were not empty, they were alive. The sacred declaration does not beg. It does not wait. It does not defer abundance to a distant future. It brings it into the present. It collapses the illusion of distance and announces, now. That is its essence. The summoning of immediacy. This immediacy is what calls the flow into your life within 24 hours. Because the universe cannot delay what has been claimed with authority in the eternal present. What you declare becomes the atmosphere you walk in. If you declare scarcity, you breathe scarcity. If you declare wealth, you breathe wealth. The sacred declaration opens the atmosphere around you so that money, opportunities, and provision move freely toward you without resistance. It is like unlocking a vault where treasures have always been stored, waiting for you to remember the combination. The combination is not numbers. It is words fused with certainty. Once you have spoken it, you do not chase evidence. You walk as though it is already done. That is the posture of faith. That is the vibration of authority. And it is in that posture that the flow begins. Money finding you in ways you could not have planned. Provision unfolding faster than logic allows, the invisible suddenly made visible. Because one sacred declaration spoken, uncertainty has power to open doors no hand could pry open.